Hello gamers, Pet here. Welcome to our first look at a game available in early access called Darkest Dungeon. When I first got the key, like a couple of days ago, it was Saturday at 1 AM, I got an email with the key. I basically got into the game and played it for 5 hours straight, which rarely happens with me. I get access to various games, I'm always like, hey, this game is interesting, I'm going to add it to the list to play it later. No, this game actually made me play it for 5 hours straight. I'm not even sure exactly how to explain the game to you. It's kind of an RPG with turn-based tactics, with a Lovecraftian theme, with some management involved on how you are going. This is what the game says. It's a game where you are going to try to make the best out of a bad situation. Heroes will die and so on. So the easiest thing to show you the game is basically to just start the game, show you my current progress, try to show you some things, and hopefully you are going to form an opinion if this is a game you want to purchase or not. I also plan to do a small let's play, only a couple of episodes, and I will start from the beginning just so you will form an even better opinion in case you are interested in seeing my journey. But again, this is a game in early access. It's probably going to come out later this year. There are going to be more heroes added, there are going to be more dungeons and so on. So again, an early access game, they are still working some bugs, I haven't encountered any crashes. They are going to balance the things a little bit better, but again, this is a hard game. It's not a game about you finding the right spots, the right pieces, and then just, go with that solution. So let's start the campaign. This is my game, I am in week 13, and this is basically the town. Now you are basically sitting. One thing that I have to mention: I'm not able to show you the cursor. I'm not sure why XSplit is not showing the cursor, so I'm going to try to explain. Whenever I'm showing stuff to you, I'm going to try to, like, I'm moving the cursor over those heroes. So anyway, it's beautiful drawn. The whole artistic direction is beautiful, and there is also a narrator that sometimes speaks, and you will hear it later. So basically, these are various buildings in the town. They do different things. Basically, an abbey is a stress relief. If I click there, I can upgrade the abbey using those things that I can get. As you can see, those icons. This is basically a currency that I'm using to upgrade things in the city. Right now, I know that you still have no idea what stress is. Don't worry, I will explain to you. But basically, these are buildings that are going to allow you to manage your people. Right now, this is my rooster on the right. You see, I have 9 people out of 13. I can hire more people into the rooster. However, whenever I'm embarking into a journey, I can only take 4. Now you will say, why do I need a rooster? Basically, it's all about rotating your dudes. You see Croc right here? He has these white squares. If I right click this dude, I hover here, you see his stress level in the left side of the screen. His stress level is 100 out of 100. This dude is really stressed, and I can't really take him with me in the next journey. So what I can do is I can send him maybe to the tavern, since he is not going to go and pray in the abbey. And if I can't really drag him. Basically, Croc, he has, you see, he's a tippler. This is kind of one of those bad perks in the quirks. You see, on the left, these are good quirks. These are bad quirks. And this dude in town can only drink. So I can't really send him in the tavern to drink, because right now you see the caretaker is actually drinking, which is another small mechanic that's going to fuck up with you and with your thing. The caretaker is basically one dude that's around helping you. It's story-wise. I'm not going to talk about the story right now, even though the story is actually kind of interesting, right? So let's actually show you the abbey. If Paksha, basically this girl, Right here, she's also very stressed. I can put her in the penance hall, and it's going to cost me 1,300 gold, and she will basically spend one turn there, and she will lose the stress, basically, depending on the level of the abbey, of that thing. I can also use the guild, where I can, drag one of those guys, and you can see each of those guys actually have about 6 or 7 spells, but they can only use 4. So it's always about finding the right synergy with everything, and I'm going to go into more details a little bit later. Again, as I've said, this is the blacksmith. I can just put someone in, and I can upgrade their weapons depending on the level of the blacksmith, and so on. Right, this is one aspect. This is the graveyard. These are all the heroes that I lost, and some of them were actually good heroes. They leveled up pretty nicely and so on, but I lost them, and that's okay. Now, the core mechanic of the game, as I said, the town is more of the way where you rest and you try to manage things around. The core mechanic is basically when you hit the embark button, right? And as you see here, there are various places where I can go. Right now, ruins is being selected, and if you look on the left, you see where the tooltip appeared. You see 1x. It's telling me that I will have to camp at least once. Camp is another mechanic of the game. The duration of the dungeon is medium, and the apprentice level 1. It's kind of requiring me apprentice level 1. And you can see the goals. I'm not going to do that because killing a necromancer is kind of hard with the guys that I currently have available. So I think I'm going to try to do this one because it's a short dungeon. Rewards: if I do this, I will get 3,000 gold, 2 portraits, and 2 crests, which, as I've said, there are basically resources that allow me to upgrade the things in the town, right? So what I have to do right now is pick 4 heroes, only 4, and try to make a party out of these 4, and with them I will embark on the mission. So let's see, who am I going to pick? I can't really pick this dude because he's level 3 already, and this is like a level 1 thing, and he doesn't want to go into such a low level dungeon, right? So that's kind of crappy because this was my main damage dude, right? So I'm going to take this dude. I'm going to take Div Beuglin. And now this is the screen of the hero. You see, they have dodge, they have speed, they have damage, they have crit chance, they have positive quirks, and so on, right? They've also have these 2 equipped equipments, right? Now, what's another mechanic about this game is the preferred position. As you can see on the below the combat skills, right slightly above that icon, you see that the last 2, or basically the first 2 circles are more full, right? He prefers to sit in the 4th and the 3rd position. It's kind of the other way around. Basically, he prefers to sit. This is the 4th. This is the 3rd, right? This is how the whole thing sits, right? Okay. Oh, never mind. Let's go back to the estate. Let's go to the stagecoach and let's try to recruit some new heroes. But every time I'm coming, every day, new heroes are going to come into town. But the thing is that I'm not seeing any. I wanted other classes, but they aren't there. Anyway, let's pick this dude. I'm going to sit him over here. This dude prefers to sit in the first 2 positions, in the 1 and the 2 position. So I'm going to put him in the 1st. Let's find someone who likes to be in the 2nd position. This dude likes to be in the 2nd position. Now let's find someone who likes to sit in the 4th position, which might actually be a problem. Which I think I will actually go. This dude likes to be in the 3rd. Okay, let's do something like this. It's not like an ideal, it's not something that I would like. I would really love a healer. I don't have a healer right now. Again, this is something that you will have to deal with. So let's just go in. Let's just go in and you will heal the narrator probably. And I'm going to give him... Let's go. No. Oh, before that. Before I embark, I'm going to pick up different provisions, right? I'm going to pick up food because food is going to be important. I'm going to pick up torches because torches are going to give me light in the dungeon. And that's about it. I can pick up a shovel that's going to... Bandages are used to stop blood, and so on and so on. I don't want to make your head explode. Let's embark. I'm curious what's going to await me. It's a really cool game. So basically, this is...
Against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
That's the narrator voice. And look how good the game is looking. Anyway, this is kind of the core of the game. This is the dungeon. The dungeon was randomly generated, right? I'm currently in this room, right? I want to move to this room because, okay, the goal, as you can see on top left, is explore 90% of the rooms. So I kind of need to go into almost all the rooms. So let's move to this room. I'm selecting this, and now I'm kind of on the corridor, right? I will move to the left. Whenever I move to the left, you will see this one is also moving, right? This whole dungeon thing is kind of split into two parts. When you are in the room, you might find things or monsters, right? When you are in the corridor, you might find monsters, loot, or other stuff. Basically, right now I've encountered a rubble, and unfortunately I don't have a shovel, so I will have to use my hands to clear this. Which means that my dudes got damage with the red, and they also got stress with the black aura that you saw. That's stress. On top of there, you see the torch. You see the torch slowly burning. It's like 68 right now. And it's going to generate stress because it's not fully lit. When the torch is going to go dimmer, more negative aspects are going to happen to me, so I kind of always need to have a torch on me. Let's advance. I found a loot. This pack has already been looted. I'm advancing. Battle! Okay. And because I was surprised, the reason why I was surprised is because of the torch. Anyway, you see, those dudes kind of changed positions, which is bad. Which is bad because some spells can only be used on some particular positions. Like you see, the first two spells cannot be used because if you look at the icon, you see before Abyssal Artillery, before the Abyssal, you see those icons. That spell can only be used on the 4th and on the 3rd position, and it can only target guys from the 3rd and the 4th position. Basically, those two pigs, right? So basically what I'm going to use right now is this spell. I'm going to use the Hands of the Abyss, which are basically going to... And I'm going to select this one and check out the sound. Now it's this guy's turn. 6 damage. He used Vomit. He received 11 stress. Vomit, 1 damage, 13 stress. That's bad. Okay, she's going to use the Breakthrough ability, which can be used from all 4 positions. And the cool thing is that it's going to hit the first 3, all those 3. It's kind of an AoE spell. Dodge. Ah, they dodged. Oh, they crit. That's bad, you see, because they crit, these guys got stressed. Okay, let's see what spells we are going to use. You see, there are various stats that you need to take into consideration right now, which I'm not going to try to explain. But let's do this. 9 damage.
Give them no quarter.
I'm going to use Zealous Accusation because it's going to hit the first 2 targets. It's an AoE. They dodged. Round 2. That's a stun, basically. That's good. Crit too. More stress damage. Let's use another stun or stun. They got stunned. Okay. Let's use Zealous Accusation.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Missed again. This I can also I can skip. I can pass a turn, but the hero will suffer stress. So what I will do is I will just move back to the original position with that guy.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
You see, the torch is kind of blowing up, and monsters get more AC and more damage. So what I'm going to do right now is right-click the torch, and now I got more torch. I'm going to click it again, more torch, and monsters.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Obliterated. A singular strike.
Victory! And I got this loot. Take all. And now I'm going to advance again through the corridor. I've reached this room. What am I going to find is this room. Another fight, which is bad. I don't have a healer, as I've said. Anyway, I'm kind of going to try to play this battle without talking that much, so you can hear the sounds and you can see the flow of the battle.
Powerful blow. Dazed, reeling, about to break. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Amazing narration voice. Anyway, ooh, I've scouted. You see, when the torch is fully lit, sometimes I'm having a chance to scout, and now I know exactly what I'm going to expect into this corridor. So I'm going to move to the left to that room. Again, I'm into the corridor. I found this is going to give me a torch, which is nice. I'm going to take it, and now I'm going to know that I found them, and they are not surprised. Sometimes monsters are surprised. Probably these monsters are immune to surprise, and I'm not sure. Anyway, another fight.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
This guy is at the death's door. If he receives one more hit, he will die, and I will lose this character forever. Oh, beautiful.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Let's see what I'll find in this room. Okay, I'm going to use weird reconstructions to heal this dude. Only one heal. At least he's not at the death door.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Dodged.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice. Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
So basically this happened. Whenever you reach with stress at 100%, they are going to do a check on that character. Sometimes they get heroic and they are like, yeah, let's do this. Sometimes they get a bad debuff, which in this case is fearful. So this dude is now fearful because of that. So that kind of sucks.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
One thing that I can do, I can try to retreat from combat. Sometimes that fails. And when I'm out of combat, I can actually abandon the quest and get back to town. Getting whatever loot I already got. And the thing is that, as I've said, the health is not being used in town, so people are not going to die in town. However, their stress levels will remain the same, so you will still need to manage to the stress. However, you will survive to fight another day. So anyway, I'm going to cut this video short because I don't really want to make this video too long. If you want to see exactly how I play the game, try to watch my upcoming Let's Play. It is an amazing game, try it out. I've tried to explain things as best as possible, but as I've said, there are a lot of mechanics into this game. Basically, you are in town, you go embark on a mission in a dungeon. You select 4 guys depending on their stats, depending on their preferred position, and then you go out. You try to survive this whole thing that you saw, moving to a new room, going to the corridor, trying to find loot, going to a new room, eating food, camping. There is another mechanic called camping on longer dungeons, and when you are camping, you are going to eat the food, regain some of your health, and some of those guys, as you see, they have combat skills on top, right? And then they have camping skills. Some of those camping skills you will be able to use while camping. You will be able to reduce stress, heal some more, and other stuff like that. So that's another mechanic that, again, I don't want to make things way too complicated. Again, this is a game that I'm currently really enjoying. I do recommend you to try it out. So anyway, if you like this video, please hit like. If you dislike it, click dislike, but please tell me why, because I do want to improve my videos. Thank you and see you soon. Goodbye.